I'm still giggling. Welcome everyone to Sysco's Virtual Kitchen podcast, network, media, monster show. And we call this one the Restaurant Beverage Show because we have the best beverage company in the market. Like that, Brenda?
I do. I like that a lot.
You like that? So,
Yeah.
And then we have I think Poe's like the best mixologist in Canada, I think, on the show.
I don't know about that, but I don't know.
Anyways, we'll introduce you both. So, welcome everyone. Here's these beautiful people that are on the show today, and we are going to be tackling one of my favorite drinks. So I'm kind of curious on what Poe's going to do. But Brenda, why don't you share with us just a little bit about who Fairlee is and your relationship to Lasan and how you guys dominate the world with products and everything. So,
Awesome.
Who are you? Share with
Who
us.
am I? Well, let's not talk about me, but we will talk about Fairlee, which is a food service dedicated juice brand, basically. Produced by Lasan, which is a Canadian company based out of Rougemont, Quebec, providing, the basics and staples of beverage for every restaurant and food service establishment in Canada. So I've been here for almost 16 years with Lasan, and honestly, I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the company. I'm very proud of the products we make. But one of my favorite products is the one we're going to feature today, which is our Fairlee Caesar Mix. And then we've been so lucky because in the last, I think it's year and a half, we have connected with PO in Montreal, who runs a bartending school there, and he has become one of our Fairlee ambassadors, and he has been an absolute lifesaver and game changer for our company and for this Fairlee brand, and to promote it across Canada. So that's why we bring him on to your spectacular show every time now, Jay. It's just for
Plus,
you.
he dances really good too.
Plus, he dances really well. Yeah.
Oh, but look, the music you're putting too. Of course, I'm going to be dancing. How's it
I
going?
don't have the circus music, but we can pull it. No, it's joking. So, Poe, do you want to share? Because you first of all, thank you again for being on the show, and Brenda, thank you for that intro. Because I do agree with you guys are a pretty cool company out there, and I love what you guys do. You guys always been. You guys always are a huge supporter of SVK Network, and I thank you for that. And I think that's awesome. And I know that you were at the beginning when I think you're probably in one of the ones we did at our garage, to now being one of the top media sponsors of the Restaurants Canada show. So anyways, we are excited to have Poe on. So I just had to put that plug in there, Brenda. They told me to do that.
Yes.
So Poe, tell me a little bit about Made with Love and what you do before we get into this season.
Yeah, sure. So Made with Love started as a cocktail competition. It was in 2009. We did this cocktail competition in Montreal, and it was a huge success with all the mixologists in town were attending or competing. And then we start touring with that competition called Made with Love. And it's been touring for 13 years now in different cities across Canada, 7 different cities. And also we did a tour in Spain and Mexico. And 5 years ago, I decided to open my bar school here in Montreal. And since then, I've been teaching to young people who want to become a bartender, and also to just people who want to have fun for a little workshop. So this is what I do. I produce events, cocktail competition, and I train young bartenders and people who want to know more about cocktails and mixology.
Yeah, which I think has really exploded over the last, let's say, 10 years, even more, right?
Yeah,
From the
definitely.
days of Brenda behind that downstairs bar.
Yes.
Brenda?
Oh yeah. Mixing up some classics, Jay. Mixing up classics.
with the cushion thing that went around the edge of the bar. What was that, Poe?
The vinyl.
What was that?
Vinyl strip.
The vinyl cushioning. Was that in case you fell down after drinking
Probably.
too much?
In case you face planted after a few too many cocktails and needed a rest.
We gotta bring that back. Well, let's bring that back. Let's bring that 80s thing back in the 70s. Anyways,
Yeah.
I love your products and I always have. And this is a product I have tried. And I think I drank the whole jug easily with it. Hint margarita mix. Wink, wink, Brenda.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. So I'm gonna give you the keys, Poe, while I sit here and die not drinking a Caesar.
Cool. So
over to you, Poe. I'll be quiet.
yeah, Yeah, cool. No, it's all good. Don't hesitate to ask questions or say anything about what I'm going to do today, because I will have a couple of things really different, really creative from what we know about the classic Bloody Caesar. So it's a cocktail that would be nice for Valentine's Day. So this is why we are doing these cocktails today, to impress your lover, to have a great cocktail, different and fancy. So we'll start with the classic and then go to something more creative, more twisted, and we will arrive at the end with the last cocktail that incorporate lobsters in it and different things like that. So
Lobster?
the Bloody, yeah, you'll see. This is the last one. First one will be more classic. Yeah.
That was
That's
the
like-
teaser, Jay.
Is that that's the grand finale?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I have to,
So-
Paul, can I share with you a tip that I had from Caesar? Because I do think I made the best Caesar Caesar. Ooh,
Try again.
best Caesar. Thank you. Thank you. The best Caesar back in the day. But you know what I put in there? And you probably might go, you know what? I did that like 20 years ago, Jay. I used to put red wine in my Caesar. Have you heard of that one?
Ah,
No, I never, but I'm sure can be very good.
Exactly. So I read it over in Europe because I used to run a club and we had a martini lounge. And we used to do Caesars. So I used to use peppered vodka and I used to use red wine, a splash of red wine in there. Shake
There
it.
you go.
I used to shake my Caesars. See,
So
I
do
was
I.
like the grandfather of mixologist. So you guys back.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Think of a Caesar like a soup or a sauce. And when you think this way, you can be so creative. Like, why not putting red wine in your Italian sauce? You will do that. So why not putting it in a Caesar as well? So I'm sure putting a small quantity just for a little kick and a little something different, that can be very interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Nice. Let's go.
So-
Let's get into it. Go for it.
Yeah, the Caesar, it started a while ago. It was in the 50s in Manhattan.
You know where it
There
was invented, Poe?
It was invented. The Caesar with the name Caesar was invented in Calgary, at the Calgary Inn. But there was some story before that, so they started to
So
doing
I'm
it.
going to tell you, I
Yeah.
used to know the guy that invented it. Would
Oh,
you believe
really?
that? Yes,
Walter
he-
Schell?
Right? So
Walter Shell.
is that what it is? I can't remember. Well, Walter, yeah, because they made that mix of him, right? So I can't remember his name, but I have met the guy, right?
Yeah.
Because I've heard the story and stuff like that. But what else has been invented in Calgary? It's a food item. What do you think? Come on,
That's a good one.
come on. It's a beef item.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, beef item, not the hamburger. No, that would be
We can't take that credit as much as
no,
we
not
want.
that good.
The ginger beef was created in Calgary.
Ginger beef.
Boom,
There you go. Boom.
boom.
Back to Caesars. It would go well with the Caesar.
You know what? It would. Thanks, Brenda.
Yes.
You're welcome.
But there was a couple of mixes before that started in Manhattan. It was called at that time in the 50s the clam digger. So the clam digger was a trademark by Seagram, and they start putting advertising around it in the end of the 60s and beginning of 70s. And it's at the same time that Walter Schell in Calgary created the Caesar. So they said he's been working on that perfect recipes for a couple of months, and there was different consumers coming to his bar and was having Caesars tried by different people. He didn't know how it was called, but the place where it was creating that cocktail was an Italian restaurant at the Calgary Inn. And this is why one of the guests at one point said, let's call it a Caesar. And at the beginning, it was the Bloody Caesar because it looked like the Bloody Mary that already exists. But for him, he wanted it to be shorter. So he said, we're going to call it a Caesar. And the classic Caesar, I'm going to make you one right now, is you start with a Boston glass. This is how I make it. And we're going to put a little rim of celery salt, but just on one side of the glass, not all around it, because sometimes you want celery salt, sometimes not. So this is why I'm putting just on one side of the glass this way. So that's the first step. And then, like you said, me too, I'm shaking my Caesar to mix all the ingredients properly, to make sure like all the flavors are mixed well. So I start with a little bit of lemon juice, the Fairlee lemon juice that is sold frozen, and I unfreeze it when it's time for the service. It's one ingredient, only lemon in it. So I put just a little bit, quarter of an ounce of lemon juice, just for this little kick of acidity. And then I'm going to go with my Caesar mix. And the Caesar mix, I'm going to put 5 ounce. Okay. So 1.
So what is the official difference between a Caesar and a Bloody Mary? Can we just lay this out now?
Yeah, sure. So the Bloody Mary is made with tomato juice, and there's not as much spices in it. So the Bloody Mary would be tomato juice, and the Caesar, the Bloody Caesar, it's gonna be made with clam juice with a lot of spices. So this is mix of clam broth and vegetables juice, mostly tomato. Yeah. So this is the big difference.
Brenda,
in this one.
This is a food service product, right?
It absolutely is. The Fairlee Caesar mix you cannot buy anywhere else other than through your beloved Sysco food service distributor.
There's a plug. Now on that too, Brenda, thank you for that. Brought to you by Brenda.
Brought to you by.
So I do want to just on that, because what's the difference? If I go and get this at a grocery store, it's not going to be the same, is it?
No, it's totally not the same. It's not the same. This product was made exclusively for food service. And it's one of the concept of Fairlee is to give basics to your operation, right? To your food service operator. So when I'm going into a restaurant and I'm talking about the Caesar mix, and every restaurant in Canada sells some version of a Caesar, I want them to brand it with their branding, not mine. I don't want it called a Fairlee Caesar. I want it called Joe's Pizza Caesar or whatever it is. So it really is supportive of the operators who are making these cocktails. And it is truly like the most signature cocktail. PO can probably back me up with some more numbers there, but the most signature cocktail in Canada is a Caesar. So why wouldn't you take something that's already going to be on your menu and then customize it to your own customer profile or portfolio or profile of who you're selling it to? And you can do that with the garnishes. You can do that with the liquor that's going into it, or you can make it a dry one or a virgin Caesar, right? So as we're heading into dry February, which apparently followed dry / damp January.
Was that really hard on you, Brenda?
It's not over yet. Anyway,
talk about the marketers in that space about that. I do want to also then talk a little bit about. So, Paul, we're going to get it to you in a second, because all your products though in Fairlee are they all food service?
Yes. Yeah, Fairlee is only a food service brand, right? So, and when we're talking about these products, they're made by a Canadian company, right? They're made in Canada by a Canadian company. And with this product specifically, one of the markers that differentiates it from some of its competition is there's no MSG in it.
Do other companies put MSG in it?
There are versions that have MSG in it, yes.
Bad. Yeah. I'm saying bad. No, sorry, I don't have to have opinion.
Not supposed to have opinion.
It's going to be all over the Oprah meat thing again.
I know.
Anyway, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So anyways,
quality product made locally, right? And then PO is going to show you how to make the classic.
Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Brenda, you were right. They sold approximately, they said they can sell 350 million Bloody Caesar every year in Canada. So that's a huge quantity of Bloody Caesar. And we call it the Caesar effect. That means if you sell one in your restaurant, people around the tables, they will see the Bloody Caesar coming up on the tray, and they're going to order one. So that's the type of drink you see one and you say, you know what, I wasn't thinking about taking one, but I'm going to take one now that I've seen it. So the classic Caesar, very important, the Worcestershire sauce. So the English sauce.
Yeah, how much you put in? Let's see this.
I put just like a quarter of an ounce, just like 3 dashes approximately, like that. That's it. So that brings a little bit more acidity. I already put the lemon juice. So with that, also all the spices there is in it, and the sugar. So it brings a lot of flavors using this. And it was in the original one. So this is the sauce that you need to put in your Bloody Caesar, that's for sure. And then Tabasco. So Tabasco will bring the kick and the spices. So it depends on your taste. I go with 3 dashes. So I go this with 3 dashes of Tabasco. And finally, I'm going to put just a little bit of celery salt in it. So really, the cocktail is about spices, okay? And have a little ounce of Caesar mix, Fairlee here. There you go. And I'm going to shake it without ice because I don't want to have too much dilution. I will not add it today, but this is the time where you're going to add the booze, the alcohol if you want it. You can add vodka, scotch, tequila, gin, anything you want. It's going to bring different flavor. You try it, and then you decide which one is your favorite. But a little bit of Scotch is really good in Bloody Caesar. This one is virgin, so I'm going to shake it just like that. Okay, just a little bit to mix up the ingredients. No ice, and then I'm going to pour it over ice in my Boston glass. So fill up the Boston glass with ice and pour this liquid in it this way and fill it up a little bit with more ice. And then it's time for the garnish. So the garnish with the classic Caesar, of course. Yeah.
Oh, what's the craziest Caesar garnish you've seen over your career?
Probably the one I'm going to make you later. This one is, yeah, you will see. I wanted to push the garnish game further because this is what is fun with Caesar as well.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you something. Brendan, you never heard this story either.
Oh.
I created, so I got to tell you the story. Sorry, Poe. It's about me now. It's not about yours. That's joking. So, yeah, I got to tell you this, and Brendan, please tell me to stop if I get through the story.
Okay.
But 2008, the economic crash happened, okay? And we're kind of going through this right now in the inflation craziness that we're dealing with right now. And we saw people actually not buying appetizers and desserts in restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to the team I had in Calgary, I said to my chefs and stuff, I said, we got to create something between an appetizer and a drink, because everyone has a drink and an appetizer. So we created Happy Drinks.
Happy what?
Happy Drinks.
Okay.
Where the appetizer would come on the drink.
Right.
Right? So we did rye and ribs.
Okay.
Where rye ribs would come on a skewer on top of the rye. This is like 2008. It was 2008.
Yeah.
Right? And then we did mini burgers, like remember the sliders?
Big old sliders,
on beer bottle. So we put a skewer through the mini burger and we put it in the beer bottle. So you'd walk around with the beer bottle and your mini burger would be on the top of it.
Nice.
So I created, and we did hot shrimp on top of Caesars because the ice actually worked with the hot shrimp and it steamed off the Caesar.
There you go.
Right, Poe? Huh? Buddy, I could be with you right there behind that bar.
We should discuss a bit creativity together before the show next time. You can give me ideas.
Drink,
I love it.
Brenda. 2008, Happy Drinks.
That's awesome. Great. So this Bloody Caesar is classic, but you can twist it with different ways. One very easy way is top it with beer. Just a little bit of beer, 2-3 ounces, or non-alcoholic beer. That's going to make it a little bit like inspired with the micheladas or the red eye that we already know, something that's going to work. So this is what is interesting with the Caesar mix. A lot of different flavor profile you can use to mix with it, and it's going to still be very nice, very tasty. So there you go with the classic. I put the celery branch with leaves on it. I put the lemon and also coriander. So this is the garnishes. Looks beautiful. It smells all the fresh, and you can eat all this and paper straw. So that's the classic Bloody Caesar. For the second, yeah, go ahead.
As me and Brett have probably consumed our fair share of Caesars over our life.
Oh yes.
Is it the lemon always comes in there, and I don't know what to do with the lemon. Do you put the lemon in the drink? Do you squeeze it? What do you do with the lemon?
Yeah, I would crush it in the drink. I would put it in the drink and make sure I got the flavor from the juice, from the lemon juice, and also from the oil of the zest that is around. Mm-hmm. So you can just put it inside, and this way you're going to have a little bit of flavor from it. Yeah, and it looks great too. So the cocktail, you drink it with your eyes, and the contrast between
Can you get someone to bring that closer to the camera, Pope? Can you get someone to give us a zoomie in that?
Can you come, Sam? Just show them as close as possible.
Sounds beautiful. Ta-da. That's a classic Caesar with a paper straw. Well done, buddy.
Yeah. So this is there's no alcohol in this one, but you could have, as I said, any spirits, mostly vodka. This is the most popular, but use gin, scotch, tequila, and beer to top it. That would make your classic Caesar.
Oh, what did the rim on that? Is that just Caesar mix rim?
This one is the classic. Yeah, it's not Caesar mix. It's celery salt.
Celery salt. Sorry, that's what I was going to say. Now, on that, I know that we used to make our own celery salts.
Stay tuned, Jay. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, we use...
Brenda, I'm walking in. I'm a pro now.
I know. You're setting them up.
Come on, I'm setting them up. Come on.
So the second cocktail is called the Julio Caesar. Julio Caesar. And I'm going to put this rim is a mix of sesame seeds roasted with chili. Okay, so this one is different. As you can see, it's red and you have the sesame seeds that are roasted on it. And I'll put salt also and pepper. So this is the rim. It's really tasty, really good. The color is different. And the sesame seed roasted are delicious. They change everything. Okay, so that's, and also I use a nice glass for this one, different a little bit because it's a creative Caesar. Then I'm going to start putting the ingredients. I put my Fairlee lemon juice, put just quarter of an ounce in it. And then I'm going to go with 5 ounces this time. I put 6 in the other one. So I adjust the quantity of liquid with the glassware I'm going to be using to make sure I have just enough. So 5 ounces of the Caesar mix. And this one, I'm going to put pesto in it. So this is just fresh pesto. It's basil with lemon, with different spices, salt, pepper, and yeah. And
is there pine nuts on that one?
Pine nuts in this one. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Thank you. So I'm going to put just half an ounce of this one. So it's going to really change the taste and change the texture, of course. So we are in the Italian vibe with this one. And then I'm going to add a bird chili pepper. Okay, I'm adding it. This one, I took off the seeds because I don't want this to be too much intense, overpowering, but still it's going to be a spicy cocktail. So at this point, I have most of all my ingredients here. So again, I'm going to shake it without any ice, okay, just to mix up the flavor. And the pepper, the bird chili pepper, I did not crush this or put the seeds like I said. I just put it there. That's it. And then once it's been shaken well, it smells so good. It smells like it's a cocktail, but it smells a little bit like Italian dish as well. So it's really, really nice. And then I'm going to pour this over a fresh ice. So I don't want to mix it with ice like regular cocktail because I don't want any dilution to happen. I want all the flavor to be there. So there will be a dilution in the glass, but not in the shaker. So once it's filled with ice, I can pour this beautiful drink in it this way, and then add a little bit of ice like that. So I have the garnish ready here. So as a garnish, inspired with Italian tomato bocconcini, I have the basil leaves here with the tomato and the bocconcini cheese. As you can see, I'm going to show it to you a little bit later, but that looks beautiful. So I'm going to put this like this on the drink, and then I will finish it with this spicy oil that I have here. So it's just olive oil with Tabasco that I've mixed it, and I'm going to put this on my little bites that I have. So this is
50-50, Pope?
Yeah, 50-50. Yeah, you can make it a bit more spicy or less depending on what you want. This one is 50-50. So it's acidic, it's vinegar, spicy and oily, so it stay on the cheese. So really I would use this in the tomato bocconcini plate, but now it's just a little bite to come with the Caesar. It's beautiful, it's good. Again, a little, this time is a metallic straw that I'm going to use it, that will pair well with the fork that I've been using. And I will finish it with sesame seed. So I have sesame seed here that are not roasted that I put on it. So the cocktail is beautiful, tasty, very different. And it's a Caesar that you could have the red wine in it, like you said earlier, if you want.
I don't know if I'm more thirsty or hungry. I'm just both.
I don't know, Brenda, but I'm dying here.
I know.
This isn't fair. That looks so good.
So yummy.
Look at that.
Oh my
God. Leave.
I would have never thought to put like a pesto in a drink before, but it makes total sense.
Totally does.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You see this as Italian sauces, and this is how you can see these cocktails, and then you get inspired with everything. And you can go into seafood too. And this is the last cocktail that I've created for you. I've been working with a lobster bisque. So that's a soup from lobster that I've been using. So in this one, I put just 2 ounces of this soup in the cocktail. So again, super tasty. And then I'm going to use the Caesar mix, and I'm going to put 5 ounces of the Caesar mix. So I think it's important to measure when you make drinks like this, to make sure the way you like it. If you make one and it's perfect, make sure you do it this way. If you make one and you think, oh, you know what, the lobster is a bit shy in the cocktail, then you can add a little bit more bisque and take down a little bit of the juice. So measuring, for me, when you make cocktails like this, it's like when you make recipes. You measure and you make sure you know exactly what you've been doing, and this way you can do it again next time. So now I have my Caesar mix here.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a question for you. Can you just, because first of all, your ideas are so good. They're sick good.
Thanks.
Is where can people find out more about Made with Love?
Yeah, they can go on enjoymadewithlove.com. This is our website.
Like that, Brenda? I walked right into that, eh?
You walked right into that. I don't think Pio can see that, but your email address is on the screen, Pio.
Yeah,
Website.
I can see it. Yeah, thank you. And we're going to be launching a new event next week that is coming up, not too far from where the Caesar has been invented, if that can give you a little cue. But next week we'll be launching this new event that is really important for us. We've been working on this since pre-pandemics, had to cancel, postpone, but now this event will be on the website. You'll see what it is. And of course, it's about cocktails, as always.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And Brenda, before we see this,
Mm-hmm.
where can people learn about Lassonde and Fairlee products?
Oh, I'm thinking something's about to pop up on the screen, but lassondefoodservice.ca would be an excellent space to go to and learn all about our products, our Canadian-made products by a Canadian.
It's actually a pretty good site, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, it's been evolving. Like obviously, like I've been with this company for a long time now, and websites 16 years ago, not so great. I don't even know if they existed. I'm still thinking we had flip phones and no smartphones back then. But the progression of our website, like especially since PO has come on board as an ambassador for our products, like the recipes are just right, left, and center. The quality of presentation of what we're putting on there, it's about arming our industry with as much information as possible, right?
I agree. It actually is a good site. I always say that because a lot of these shows and stuff, we don't talk about your websites, and to actually call the good ones out, because it is a good website. And I think a lot of chefs, I've been told by a few chefs I work with, they love good websites like so actually go there and check it out.
And
so well done.
It gives you the contact information too, right? Because it's all well and good for us to be on this platform and talking about the product, but if you don't know how to get it, the very least you can do is go onto the website and get the contact information from there, and then we can funnel it to where.
I think your phone number's on there too, Brenda, so people can call you later.
Great, good, perfect.
It's a late night show we have for Brenda.
Hey, Jay, did you know that our Caesar mix is gluten-free?
Is it? I actually didn't know that.
Yes, it is.
So,
and depending on the Worcestershire sauce you put in it, it can stay gluten-free.
You just ripped that word out like that.
I know. I'm telling you, this is my favorite Lassonde product, that and the margarita mix, but we're talking about that another time.
Yeah, when I get some.
Back to Pio.
Yeah, so I have put the lobster bisque in this. I have put the Caesar mix, and now I'm going to add a little bit of capers vinegar, so the liquid in which the capers are. And I'm going to put just 2 little spoons, so it's going to bring.
Oh, do you just walk around a grocery store and go, yeah, I could do that? Yeah.
No, I have inspiration. I have directions at first. This one I started with the smoked salmon bagel, and this is what we're going to find in this everything from the sea. So that's why I went with the lobster bisque as well. And the name of the cocktail is Fun Times in the Maritime. So this is the concept with all different things with that you find in the sea. Okay, so Caesar mix, lobster bisque, and then everything's there. I shake without ice again, the different ingredients, and I'm going to pour this over this new ice here that I put in this glass that I rimmed again with this classic rimmers this time. Okay, I put the celery salt, put the new ice, and pour right on it this beautiful Caesar, and you'll see the flavor of this one and this one and this one. The color are different and the flavors are totally different. So that's the cocktail. As a garnish, again, this is when I went a little bit crazier, because you can, and this is fun. So I made this smoked salmon bagel right from my kitchen.
Oh,
And I'm
dude.
gonna put it here, just like that. So you have the smoked salmon bagel on it. It's fun. It's tasty. You have all these sea flavors, and then you have this bagel that you can eat at the same time. So there you go. And to finish it up, what I'm going to do is smoke the cocktail. So to smoke the cocktail, since it's made with different ingredients that apply, I'm going to use this. Put it in a fire.
Find this guy, Brenda.
I know, right?
So this is, you don't need to do it, but let's say you have like your time to do it and you have a VIP client.
You just added $5 into that drink, Poe.
Exactly.
If not
definitely.
more.
If not more, yeah, Brenda. Yeah.
Yep.
So you let it burn. This is hickory wood. And then you go this way,
Shut up.
pour it, and pour this on it. Okay, so that's going to bring all this smoke flavor into the bread, into the drink. It's more with the nose. It's not like that intense. You don't want to leave it too much, but you can even bring this to the table, and then you go this way, and you have all the smoke. And like you said, you can serve it with this way with little salted taffy for after if you want. Bring back to the sea. And there you go. So this is the
you're mad.
Caesar.
You're mad. You're a mad scientist.
Yeah, you have it all.
Look at that. A lobster bisque Caesar with a smoked salmon bagel on top.
Yeah, I made one for me too. I had to.
Good.
Oh, I hope so, buddy.
Now we're really hungry, but thank you.
You're
Holy
mad.
moly.
You're incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to take the title, man. Like, who can even come up close to this?
Yeah.
You have to be the best in the country.
For sure, for sure.
It's a really fun gig. You gave me the opportunity to be creative, to do this with good products. So I'm down.
That's so
Incredible,
awesome.
man.
And speaking of that, Jay, like I know this has been a big topic lately about food inflation and controlling costs and things at the operator level. And it's a priority for our company to make these products that are cost effective. So because they're food service specific, we literally have the operator in mind. You know, you don't need to pay a premium price for these premium products, and I assure you they are premium. I'm a huge Caesar drinker. My kids are huge Caesar drinkers. They've been drinking Caesars, virgin Caesars, since they were, 4 and 5 years old. So when Lassonde talked about, creating a Caesar mix to put on the market, I was just like, because you don't want to mess that one up. You don't want to mess that one up.
What the thing is you absolutely can't, because it just won't go, right?
It won't fly.
It
won't fly.
Sometimes you get away with it, but not here. No.
Yeah, not in this way. It's too quintessential Canadian, right? Like, it's too quintessential of a recipe of a cocktail that every operator wants to have or needs to have on their menu. But PO has clearly shown us that you don't need to be normal with your Caesar.
Well, you went to a whole different world, man. Like, I thought my red wine was cool.
Got one more for you.
You can do
One
it, so
more?
let's do it. Yeah, let's. I don't have one more. I just have one more ingredient to show you. We wanted to dip my smoked salmon bagel in the drink, but I said, you know what? It looks dirty. It's not going to be nice if I do that. So Brenda and I were discussing how we can bring the flavor of the Caesar mix into this bagel. So I decided to make a Caesar mix, Fairlee Caesar mix jelly. So this is just agar-agar with the Caesar mix, and this is so good. You need to try it. So you just take the jelly and you put it on your bagel or on a cookie, on anything, and that's going to bring back flavor from the drink with everything else. So I don't know if you can see, but you want this in your mouth. This is so good. So I'm not going to be able to talk about
it. Must. Now, isn't the bagel made in Montreal? Isn't that invented in Montreal, the bagel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got a lot of firsts here on the show, so
yeah.
I'm blown away. Brenda, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy.
He's crazy awesome. He's awesome.
Crazy awesome. Crazy awesome. Brenda says
thank you, guys. That was fun. I loved working on these
Paul.
creations. This is for Valentine's Day. So be nice, be crazy with your date or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Make them a nice, tasty Bloody Caesar, something different, something a bit more fancy. Show them some love in your Bloody Caesar with Fairlee products. Thank you.
Website again, Poe, really quick, website?
Yeah, it's Made with Love. Just Google Made with Love cocktails. You'll see our bar school, our events, And yeah, we'll see everything we're doing.
Done. Well, thank you so much, Poe. Brenda,
Yes.
thank you again for show number 400 with you.
And they're different every time. You would have thought by now we would have exhausted the
I
creativity.
think you actually said that to me. How are we going to do all these shows, Jay? Like, what are we going to talk about? Look at this.
Yeah.
You raise the bar every time.
Every time.
Incredible.
Every time. We even now have Caesar jelly. I love it.
I know. I can just sit here. Poe, do you want to bring up a chair? We'll just sit here for the next 10 minutes and watch you eat.
Watch you eat.
Sorry, I have to.
Anyways, thank you, Brenda, Fairlee, Lasan. You guys rock. Huge fans. And Brenda, once again, where if I wanted more information about your products would be?
Well, you could call the phone number that you've probably written somewhere in the public, but or you could go to the LasanFoodService.ca website.
Or you can check Brenda on her late night show. No. So,
How about no? Hey, do you want to hear two quick crazy fun facts?
Okay.
2 quick crazy fun facts. Caesar. Approximately 6 million liters through food service alone. 6 million liters of Caesar mix alone
6
in food
million?
service. 6 million liters. Yes, in a year, in 1 year.
One
The other
year.
crazy fact is it's the only Sysco SUPC code I know off the top of my head. 4158073.
Wow.
It says a lot, Brenda. No, it's
Fun
just,
facts.
anyways, thank you so much to everyone else.
Awesome.
Thanks again for what a great way to wrap up a Friday and a great week. And everyone else on the SDK network that's watching us or listening to us, thank you for joining this week. We're back again to Monday. I don't know what day it is, Brenda. Monday, and with great shows all week. Only food service show daily on this planet. I'm going to take that title.
You take
On
that.
this planet that is live, first of all. You can tell there's no planning here.
There's no edit.
Well, there is planning, but there's just anyways. But yeah, we're the only one on the planet that does it daily at 3 p.m. Eastern time every day. And then also on Fridays we do product reviews, which we did today with Chef Poyen. So thanks again to both you. Have a frickin' I don't know if that's a bad
Awesome.
word. Well, they use it on TV now, so I guess I can use it. Have an awesome. Thanks, Brenda. Let's cut that out. Week, okay? Cut it out. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.